everybody for coming out for such an important cause and being part of such an essential movement right now that's happening in campuses all across the country. Without further ado, I'd like to bring our first speaker up. His name is Mike O'Brien. He's a council member, and he's been at the forefront of the City of Seattle's divestment movement, which is really inspiring to us and is in fact having a big impact on our movement here at UW. He got his MBA here at UW, and he was a Sierra Club volunteer for 9 years, and he's got a big smile on his face, so I'm really happy to be able to introduce you to Mike O'Brien!
Hi everybody! This is so exciting to see folks organizing around this issue. Climate change is something that is critically important to all of us here. I don't need to tell everyone how important it is, but this is something the city's actually been leading on. Going back to the early days of the Bush year, when the national government refused to do anything about climate change. And out of frustration and desire to do something, local action started happening. And specifically here in Seattle, we started the Mayor's Climate Initiative Protection Act, and we hoped to get 180 cities to sign on. Over 2,000 cities signed on to meet Kyoto protocols. And what that demonstrated was that we don't have to wait for the national government to act. In fact, an issue around climate change, the only way we're going to solve it is if we start taking local action. Yeah. And I think sometimes we worry about what does that action look like, and it takes so many forms. But I'm so grateful to someone like Bill McKibben to come up with this idea. And I can tell you, who here gets frustrated with the speed at which government acts sometimes? As someone in government, I can tell you it's also frustrating on the inside. But this story is a pretty good one. The day after the national elections in November last year, Bill McKibben kicked off this effort right here in Seattle. And he started with a meeting at City Hall at lunchtime on that day.
Yep.
I was at that meeting. Environmental leaders from around the city were at the meeting. The mayor was at that meeting. And at that time, he brought up the idea of divestment, which was new to a lot of folks in that room. 6 hours later, the mayor was introducing Bill McKibben at Benaroya Hall. And before he handed the mic over to McKibben, who was about to talk about divestment, he turned to him and said, and by the way, our $1 billion cash pool of the city, since we talked at lunch, we have taken moves to divest that from all fossil fuels.
That speed of government.
I am so proud to be part of the city that doesn't hem and haw for years and years about what we can do, but takes action. And now we have a couple other $1 billion pools of money in the city that we're working on. Our retirement, pension, and also something called our deferred compensation funds. The mayor has already instructed folks to take action on that. The city council and the mayor are working together on a resolution to make that city policy. And I understand that 17 cities around the country already have taken action, which is great. Yeah. Now, college campuses are where the real action is. And it's so exciting for me to hear, not just see folks here today, but understand that the organizing that's been happening, that the groups around campus, including faculty members that have already signed on to it, and the fact that you guys actually have an opportunity today to speak in front of the Board of Regents and make sure they hear your voice. This isn't like a radical idea. This isn't some far out lefty thing. This is such common sense. You know, we're here spending money to create our future. And if our folks, our leaders are going to tell us that the only way we can raise money to invest in our future is by investing in companies that are destroying our future, that math just doesn't work out. And so we need to get that correct. And we can. You know, the system will change when the people demand it changes. And I'm so excited that not just in the University of Washington, but around the country, this action's taken place. And it may be a long road. You know, we can't kid ourselves. You're probably not going to walk into that meeting and half an hour later walk out and have them say, great, we'll do this. But we need folks that are in this for the long haul, because this is a long fight that we have to win. So
yeah.
Thank you all so much for the work you're doing.
Thank you, Mike O'Brien. I think we're going to get everyone organized now, and we're going to head up to the 4th floor. So we're going to take the back stairway in Allen up to the Peterson room for the Regents meeting. So let's make hay.
Hey! And then after after the Regents meeting, we will reconvene here for more speakers and music. If you would like to speak or have something you want to share, please let me know. I'm sure we'll have time for it.